Game 1 of the World Series tonight up at Fenway Park. Another World Series coming to Boston. Just incredible. And we're checking in now for a Red Sox World Series preview. Here is Nick Coit from the ABC6 Sports Desk. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Michael.
Just another World Series. You know, just like, I mean.
Yeah, we're pretty spoiled around here, I'll tell you.
It is just an embarrassment of riches between, I mean, what is this, the fourth World Series now in the past, since 2004. So in 14 years, 4 World Series. How many Super Bowls? 8? It's crazy.
Yeah, the stat that popped up this week was since 2001, there have been 16 Boston teams that have advanced to the championship round.
Since 2001.
Obviously, not all of them have won, but 16 teams have advanced to the championship
17 years.
round.
17 years, yeah. 16 teams.
17 years. Yep. And here's perspective on how good the Patriots have been. Half of those teams are the Patriots. They've done it 8 times.
Yeah,
but the Red
incredible.
Sox have not too bad themselves. Fourth time going in this era. It's crazy. We're spoiled around here. We really are.
You know, my son will never understand the pain of what it used to be like to be a Red Sox fan and a Patriots fan too. Like these kids have no. I don't hate to sound like a grumpy old man, but these kids have no idea what it's like to suffer.
You definitely sound like a grumpy old man.
These kids back in my day, you know, they didn't make it to all these World Series
No,
and championships.
back in my day, they did. Damn it, they'd make it, and then the
They
ball would go
lose.
through Buckner's legs.
Well, there goes the vein in the neck.
Yeah, seriously.
That was a long time ago, and things are much, much better now. And, you know, it's the Dodgers. I don't know much about the Dodgers. So, you know, what are they like?
Yeah, they're your typical National League team, but I think they've got some power. They've got some good pitching. They've got an ace. Clayton Kershaw is going to be a fun guy to watch tonight. He's figured things out in the postseason the last couple of years. And they've got Manny Machado, who's the guy that they traded for at the trade deadline, who is obviously a longtime Oriole, and also a guy that the Red Sox had some bad blood with last year in Baltimore when they were doing that I'll throw at you, you throw at me sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's part of this series. And I think my favorite storyline is just the fact that Dave Roberts is the manager. And, he has obviously the most iconic steal in Red Sox history. And he had some really nice words yesterday about flying into Logan and seeing the park again and, all the memories going back. And it's pretty cool. Both managers have played for both teams. Alex Cora was drafted by the Dodgers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cora was on the Dodgers.
He was. Both, like I said, both managers on both teams at one point.
Yeah,
so.
Dave Roberts, he's an iconic figure for the Red Sox. Is he?
Just by one play.
Yeah, exactly.
One play made him an icon in the franchise's history. But you know what? It was such a huge play. It changed the momentum of everything in 2004. So
he'll be well received tonight at Fenway.
Absolutely, as he should be. I mean, people have such fond memories of him and his role. And it's funny, I think of that steal, but then I also think of, okay, this year's team probably has similar role players that have had, big moments so far. And he touched on that yesterday. He said, everybody has their big moment in a championship run. And so that's what the Red Sox are looking for, more big moments out of their stars.
So when the series shifts out to L.A., I personally like, the whole designated hitter thing and, the fact that in the World Series you get to see, some of your pitchers hit in such key, spots. That's a big debate. There are some of my friends who hate that. But how does it work out? Who's going to be the odd man out as far as the DH?
Well, the talk has been, and I think what's gained traction is, okay, to keep Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley and J.D. Martinez all in the lineup, do you move Mookie Betts to the position that he was playing when he was coming up in the organization, which was second base?
So weird, though. I couldn't even picture that.
Yeah, and the thing with, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. It could. You never know. You don't rule it out with Alex Cora, and Mookie was taking ground balls at second base this week, and so I think that sort of fueled the hype a little bit. But Mookie is just such a fantastic outfielder and just so skilled out there that it's tough to imagine the Red Sox putting him at second base, especially because they also went out and they acquired Ian Kinsler near the trade deadline for that reason, to play second base and be better defensively there. So I think the odd man out might be Jackie Bradley Jr., even though he was the ALCS MVP. I think he might be the odd man out just because I think you want to keep Martinez in the lineup, keep Betts in his natural position, and I see Jackie Bradley as a guy that would pinch hit for a
It'd be
pitcher.
the Dave Roberts of this series.
Something along those lines, yeah. And then later, late inning defensive replacement, but also getting at bat or two, that sort of thing. It'll be interesting to see, and that's what makes the World Series fun. Is it's interesting to see how each team manages the rules in each ballpark.
Do the Dodgers play, small ball, with bunts and steals and things like that?
Maybe, but they've got guys that can hit. I mean, they've got some power in that lineup. Machado obviously added to it, but I look at a guy like a Max Muncy at 35 home runs this year. Like there's guys that can hit there. So the DH may benefit them a little bit to get an extra bat in the lineup, that sort of thing. I think it'll be a fun matchup because of that. I think the Dodgers can hit.
Do you think, though, that this series is going to come down to which team pitches better or hits better?
I think it always comes down to pitching, especially because I think tonight is a huge, huge matchup. I think if you're able to get a victory over the Dodgers in Game 1 with Clayton Kershaw on the mound, I think that puts the Red Sox in the driver's seat for the series. Even if you don't win tonight, I'm not saying they're not going to win the series, but if you beat Kershaw in Game 1 and Sale goes out and pitches well, and that's such a huge factor here.
How's he feeling?
It sounds like he's fine from his stomach ailment from a quote-unquote belly button ring, which is the story he's sticking to.
Is that real? I guess he got an infected belly button ring or something.
Oh,
I hate when that happens.
Said to the media, he said to the media yesterday, "You guys can decide," pretty much, which tells me like,
not true.
Okay, well, yeah, this is a little joke, but I don't know what the real thing is. They're covering it up, but it'll be interesting to see how he pitches tonight because he's cracking these jokes, and hopefully he goes out and pitches well, because if he doesn't, I don't think it's going to be well received, obviously.
And then Game 2 is David Price.
David Price.
It'll be interesting to see
like
which guy we get there.
Yeah, he seemed like yesterday a guy that's got a lot of weight off his shoulders now because he finally got that first postseason win as a starter. He pitched really, really well in that clinching game in the ALCS. He really did. So if he's got that kind of stuff, then you feel really, really good there. And that's why I say if you beat Kershaw tonight, you got to feel good about Price in Game 2. You have to feel really good about Nathan Eovaldi in Game 3. I think he's been their best pitcher this postseason, most consistent. He's really found something. And even in Game 4, you've got Rick Porcello, who won the Cy Young 2 years ago. So, I think the Red Sox pitching really looks good on paper, the starting rotation. And so...
And the bullpen.
Yeah, and the bullpen's been really good. And they've got a lot of confidence going. But and Craig Kimbrell has been a heart attack. But
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but he seemed like he figured things out. Out at that last outing, he seemed more confident that he'll be able to turn things around in the World Series. So, if the bullpen can pitch well, it's all about your stars showing up in the big spotlight, and that's really what it comes down to. So if they do, the Red Sox have a good shot at winning another one.
All right, Nick Coit from ABC6 Sports. What's your prediction here?
I say Red Sox in 6.
Red Sox in 6.
Yep, I give the Dodgers at least a game or two, but I think the Red Sox are just so talented, and they're playing really, really well. They're getting all the breaks. They got that air about them that they could bring home a title, and so I say the Red Sox win another World Series.
All right, warm up the duck boats. The kids will be like, "Yup, okay, whatever." The Red Sox win again.
Here comes another one.
Thanks a lot, Nick Coit.
Back in my day, Michael, we didn't have these duck boats, parades, and celebrations.
Thank you, Nick. ABC6 Sports Director Nick Coit. You'll be there tonight at the game, right? Your first World Series game.
Tonight. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really fun.
All right, thanks a lot, Nick.
Thanks, Michael.
We are Fun 107.